Yo, what's up guys, it's IHSGames here, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'll be talking about characters from the Dark Deception multiplayer, Dark Deception, Monsters Immortals, that needs to be nerfed immediately, and my suggestions on how to rework them. Without further ado, let's get it. Now, the reason why these characters need to be nerfed are two things. One of them is easy kills, specifically speaking, ultimates. It's really unfair when most characters in the game require skills to kill with their ultimates, while few can so easily kill just by hitting Q. This also leads to another problem. A ton of players start playing these characters due to how OP their ults are, thus not only making them win the game so easily and unfairly, but they're just not, and I repeat, not fun to go up against. And in a casual multiplayer game like this, yeah, fun is needed to keep this game alive. Another reason is how unfair they are to go up against. Now, unlike easy kills, this one's more reliant on their light attacks and heavy attacks. There are characters whose attacks are hard to either avoid or counter without some sort of external source, say like a porta box for example. But what are the chances that you're going to get something to counter or avoid such? It's too unreliable, thus making them unfair to go up against. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes, shall we? First character we're starting out with is Simple from the Silent Hill DLC. Now, Simple's ult, Incapacitate, is not the problem. Actually, her ult is pretty underrated, but that's another discussion. It's her heavy attack that needs a whole discussion. Simple's heavy is to basically whip out her handgun and straight up shoot you. Police brutality, no questions asked. It's a long-ranged attack, and that's not the problem with it. You see, Simple can shoot her gun like she's in a goddamn first-person shooter game. Since her attacks are long-ranged, she can basically gun you down as you run towards her to kill her, which can get you killed. If you try to run away, well, as a bounce type, she has some decent speed, meaning that she could run after you and still gun you down, meaning that you really have no way to avoid her or even counter her without some sort of external source like the porta boxes, which can lead to your inevitable death. This leads to many players being bold with her and attempting to assassinate everyone, which is not fun when they get executed 70% of the time. Now let's get to the nerfs and reworks. I have two ideas. One, introduce a sharpshooter class, since she is, after all, a long-ranged character. This sharpshooter class can be a slow class, slower than bounce type but faster than power type, as since it wields a weapon that requires accuracy to shoot, and running at a decently fast speed will hinder such. That way, people can catch up or outrun them, giving them a fair chance to do something except get 10 lead bullets to the head. But in order to avoid them being underpowered, this class can allow them to have a slightly longer range than they initially had. Another way you can nerf her is by giving her a reload animation. Maybe every 5 or 6 bullets she shoots, she reloads, giving players a window of time to either catch up to her or run away from her, making her fair to go up against. Plus, it's a gun. It's way more realistic to have her have a reload animation than to shoot infinitely. Next character is 8-Bit Ryan. His ultimate 8-Bit beatdown man. Vince, I'm not too sure if you did this either unintentionally or just out of pure laziness, but I think you copy and pasted Dread Ducky's ultimate. Dread Ducky's ult, Ducky's Surprise, allows Ducky players to basically grab you from a distance with his mechanical tongue arm, reel you in, and peck you until you're dead, which we could talk about that later. Ryan is a normal human. How the hell can he grab someone so damn far? He doesn't have a mechanical tongue to reel you in, so it's strange for him to have the ability to do such, unless, Vince, you just copy and pasted his ultimate, but we're not here to bash on you about that. We're here to discuss the nerfs and reworks on his character. Now, not only Ryan could telepathically grab you from an unfair distance, but after his barrage, his ult still has a stun that lingers around, and as a power type, he could get some solid hits in with the stun, thus giving him the ability to easily kill you, which is really unfair. The best way to nerf and rework him is to first get rid of his ranged telepathic grab of his ult. You can do so by making his ult play his heavy attack animation to activate it. If he lands the attack, it's beatdown time. If he misses, it's not beatdown time, and you just stupidly wasted your ult. And second, get rid of the stun that lingers. I don't mind the damage he does with his ult, but it's the stun that allows Ryan players to get reckless with opponents. By raiding the stun, Ryan players will have to get the opponent's health down to a certain percentage in order to use their ult to kill them, which is a pretty decent strategy, and with a game so reliant on RNG, we need more strategy. Next character is Dread Ducky. Just like how I stated when talking about Ryan's ult, Dread Ducky's ult, Ducky's Surprise, basically can grab you from a distance with his mechanical tongue arm, reel you in, and peck you until you're dead, which allows him to get super easy kill. Now, do I really need to discuss how unfair that is? Now, what about nerfs and reworks? Well, first, get rid of his whole barrage attack. Yes, I know that's basically his whole ult, but I want to get rid of it. Instead, let him keep his grab and stun and leave it at that. And that's how you nerf and rework him. No joke. Now, I know it's the biggest downgrade of the century, but it's so much better than giving him the ability to murk you at full health. Plus, it allowed Ducky players to be strategic with his ult. You can pull someone towards you while you're near a trap to make them take damage from the trap. You can pull someone towards you with a boss right behind you. I call this the if I'm dying, I'm taking you down with me strategy. Just this nerf alone makes him sound way more fun to play as just thinking about it. So Vince, if you're watching, I hope you consider this. The last character on this list who needs to be nerfed is Agatha. Not too surprising. Agatha's ult, Hello Friend, allows her to teleport to the opponent with the least amount of health in the match and deal a whopping 100 damage. You see, 9 times out of 10, there's always going to be a player who has 100 health or less, which means it's a free kill for her. And the fact that she doesn't need to run up to a player to strike with her ult, unlike Ducky's or Ryan's, makes it even more unfair. And the fact that it always lands no matter what, unlike the other two I just mentioned, ultimates, which has a chance of missing, gotta be the most broken thing ever. This is the sole reason why many hate, and I mean hate, Agatha in this game. She's not fun to go up against, and you're always guaranteed to lose against her since she's also fast too. Out of everyone, she needs a nerf and a rework the most. Luckily, I know how to do so. Remember Fiend from the Monstrum DLC? He had the opposite of Agatha's ult, but slightly different. Instead of teleporting to the player and attacking them, he teleports the player to him, which stuns the player instead. But that didn't last too long when a while back, his ult got nerfed, getting rid of the stun when he teleports players to him. Seeing that Fiend's ult is an alter opposite of Agatha's ult, it should be the same for her as well. Instead of attacking the player when she teleports, she just simply teleports to them. Now, forget Dread Ducky. This is actually the biggest downgrade of the century, which will lead to many Agatha mains to quit playing her, but it's for the best for everyone. Not only will this rework make Agatha players think of a strategy when they have their ults ready to use, like maybe having a corruption item equipped in order to confuse the player and get some solid hits in when they do use their ult, but it allowed players to have a fair chance to go against Agatha instead of getting ulted instantly and dying with no way to counter. I think just like Dread Ducky's rework would make her more fun to play and go up against. And with that, my job here is done. I really hope Vince, if you're watching, considers these reworks because not only will it make the game more fun, but also at the same time less frustrating to people who just want to hop on and play a quick game without some unfair character wrecking them, thus making people feel more positive about your game. Thank you guys for watching my video. What are your guys' thoughts on these nerfs and reworks? Make sure to comment below. Other than that, if you guys want to see more of me, go check out my Instagram and Twitter. Link is in the description. And if you guys like this video and want to see more of my content, you already know what to do. This is IHSGames and I am out.